Hey, everybody. Welcome to Corona Chronicles episode 2. So, of course, this is half factual, actual information, and then half fun. So, we're all on social timeout. So, I'm doing the Corona Chronicles so that we can all just kind of come together and have fun at the same time. As you know, I do what I enjoy doing, which is sharing information. So I'm going to invite some of you guys onto the live real quick as I go live. And I want you all to just kind of share with me and chime in how you're doing on your social timeout. Um, just drop something in the chat and let me know. Share the live feed. Start a watch party because, of course, the more of us that's here during this episode, the more fun it is. So just jump on. And let me see. I am going to start my watch party on my end. So let me quiet that down. All right. Hey, Cherie, I see you on here. Hey, girl. All right. So this is Corona Chronicles episode 2, you guys. So like I said, we're just going to kind of jump on here and have some fun, talk about where we are currently in our specific area in the DMV with the coronavirus, and then just talk about how we're dealing with it, whether we're having fun, what we're doing to kind of bring our families into what we're doing, and just some of the things that we are doing that we wouldn't normally do because we would be outside of our home. All right, so first, I'm going to start off by talking about where we are with the stats. So just as of today, and this is specifically for the Maryland area, so I won't even say DMV because it's not really including Virginia. It's mostly the Maryland area. So right now, we're currently dealing with 288 new cases, or cases total, with 54 new cases in just 24 hours. So that's almost a case, 2 cases an hour, really, if you think about it, because it's 54 cases within a 24-hour period. So that is a 678% increase over one day, according to Governor Hogan's statistics that he revealed to us today. There's been 3 deaths, and the latest one was a 40-year-old woman who I don't believe had any underlying comorbidities or any conditions, who passed away from the disease. So we've had 2 that were 60 years plus, and then a 40-year-old woman that passed away just here in Maryland. The coronavirus, or COVID-19, is now in 21 out of 24 jurisdictions in Maryland. So only 3 jurisdictions in the whole state of Maryland right now currently don't have any coronavirus cases. So that's pretty eye-opening. And the one thing that I want you guys to understand, and I think I said this probably 10 or 12 days ago when I saw where the trajectory of where this was going, I think I said to you all that we weren't even at the peak of this coronavirus outbreak, and we're still not at the peak, and they keep saying it. So I want you guys to know that when they say to us, stay home, stop the spread, and save lives, it is not a joke. So what we shouldn't be doing is not listening to and not hearing to the directives that were given to us. So those of us that's in the healthcare industry, we understand how serious this is. And I want us to just kind of all take a deep breath, step back, and really realize that when they're telling us to stay home, to stop the spread, to save lives, it is so true. Because when this is all said and done, each one of us that's on this live, that will watch the replay, or maybe listen to a newscast, you're going to know someone personally. Now, I'm not talking about the celebrities. I'm not talking about the Congress people that we hear have the virus, or those that, may normally have their name up on the screen. I'm talking about people that's in our particular families, co-workers, or that we come in contact with. You're going to know someone personally, or someone that knows an individual that has been affected by the coronavirus by the time this is said and done. I didn't say that will die from it. I said that will be affected by the coronavirus. And again, as I said before, because we have not reached the peak, that is when you will see. And I'm not also, again, talking about just your Facebook friends that's going live and sharing their experience. I'm talking about truthfully, actually, and factually knowing someone personally that has been affected by the disease. So let me just see if you guys have any comments on here. And we're going to move into some fun stuff. Hey, everybody, welcome to the live. This is Corona Chronicles episode 2. And we're just kind of talking about the stats. I'm going to talk about what's new. And then we're going to talk about some fun things that we're able to do while we're on social timeout. Okay. We all know that, we have been having to kind of get creative in the spaces that we're in. No matter where you are, we've had to figure out how to be creative, right? And so I want us to be able to share what some of that looks like, as well as some of the healthy things we've done, some things we've done to relax, some things we've done to prevent cabin fever and to become cabin psychosis over these last 7 to 10 days. Okay. So what's new for us in the Maryland area? As of 5 o'clock today, non-essential businesses were closed as of 5 o'clock today. So there is a list of businesses that are considered to be essential that can be found on the maryland.gov website, but they are grocery stores, food banks, medical facilities, like pharmacies, your hardware stores, your auto services, laundromats, pet stores, and gas station, convenience stores. And then last but not least, liquor stores. So you all can comment why you feel like a liquor store is an essential store and should stay open. I will reserve comment in a few moments, okay, about how I feel that a liquor store is an essential business. And then the things that are not essential that I keep hearing that you guys, I know you want to do, and at any other time, I would encourage this. But right now, because we are, right as I said, in the midst of this coronavirus, I am not encouraging you to visit these places nor do these things. The first one is the beach. To all of you who feel like, yes, it's spring break and you want to be out on the beach, we all would love to be on a beach or sticking our feet in the sands or doing whatever we would normally do at this time. But it is not recommended, nor is it safe for you and or the people that you could potentially be infecting, both there or when you fly back or go back to your respected places that you live, right, to your home. So do not do that. We would encourage you to, of course, enjoy your spring break, but do it creatively and not at the beach. Don't go to the cherry blossoms. They bloom every year. You're just going to have to miss it this year. Go on the website, look at other beautiful cherry blossoms, but do not visit the cherry blossoms. So beach, basketball. We know you all miss March Madness. We know that you all miss the playoffs. We know that schools are closed and college campuses are closed, but going out to play basketball, that is a contact sport. You are breathing in each other's faces. You are sweating. That too is a no-no. Do not go and play basketball. Normally, I would encourage it. I'd be the first one to say, go play basketball, be physical, stay fit, and do whatever you need to do to work out, to exercise. But right now is not the time for that. And then the other place that I hear that a lot of people are doing is churches. Now, I was asked this question. I think one of my friends made a post about how did we feel about some churches that were not following the government recommendations about that. And Bishop T.D. Jakes had posted something that more or less talked about when we go against what makes sense and what the government is requesting that we do, that it shows a level of immaturity because you're putting other people in jeopardy and you're not thinking about those other individuals as a whole. So if the mandate is for you not to congregate or to be in crowds of 10 or more, then let's not do that. Let's lead by example. And there are other ways in which we can come together, like what I'm doing now, which is virtually. We all, like I said, would love to go on with life as usual. But in this time and in this climate, we cannot do that. So therefore, let's be good stewards and do what's necessary so that we are being, kind and not doing our part, rather, to stop the spread of the virus. And so when we say that, there's other ways in which you can, virtually share your message, virtually worship, and still tithe, still do your ministry without endangering others. And I'll just leave that there. So churches are not exempt. 10 or more, it is a mandate that, to me, as a healthcare provider, that you not put people in a situation where they can potentially contract and or spread this coronavirus. Now, moving on. Stay home, stop the spread, save lives. That's the bottom line. All right, let's see. Hey, everybody, let me shout out a few people that's on here. Hey, Denise, Marie, Mashandi, Wanae, Lisa, Sheila, Danielle, Katrina, Althea, Marie, Rachel, Felicia, Chantel. Hey, all you guys, thank you guys for joining. Start a watch party, share the video. All I'm doing is basically on here just talking about Corona Chronicles episode 2. I know you guys are probably just as having cabin fever, cabin psychosis, cabin crazy from the social timeout as I am. All right, the next part that I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick, just again, and this is very specific to the Maryland area, is some of the things that they're doing. They reopened Laurel Regional Hospital. They set up the National Guard, and the National Guard, you guys, is not here to kind of be here in a militant force. They are here as humanitarian support for both Prince George's County and Baltimore. I believe they set up at the Baltimore Convention Center and the Baltimore Hilton, and then in FedEx Field in Prince George's County. And they're also, I believe, setting those 2 places up as testing sites as well. So that's it. That's all I have on the serious side. Now, switching gears to the funny side. So I wouldn't be doing my part if I didn't bring y'all some laughter, but I had to bring that whole piece of making sure that you all understood about this coronavirus, again, from a healthcare perspective, as well as, bringing in some of the funny part of it too. So now I'm gonna switch gears and not be so funny. Not be so factual. I'm gonna be a little bit more funny, okay? So I wanna know what you guys are cooking. So I'm sure that you normally are not home for 3 square meals because you would normally be out and about working and visiting all those places that would not be normally closed, and some of those specific places that I said you shouldn't be, right? So now that you're home for pretty much 24 hours a day, tell me what you're cooking, what you are tired of eating, and just share anything funny that you guys have been doing. I know for me, I have been trying to take a tour of my house throughout the day. Like right now, I'm in the basement. I wouldn't normally be downstairs in the basement. I would normally be kind of upstairs or in my office or somewhere else. But I'm trying to change my environment often so that I don't realize that I am in the same space and in the same place. So tell me what you guys are doing to kind of keep the cabin fever and the cabin psychosis away. Just share some of the things that you guys are doing so that it might help somebody else. The other thing that I find myself doing is I am listening to music. That's very therapeutic. I am dancing, obviously, because as a way for me, driving me crazy, not being able to go to the gym. So that's really cracking into my routine. So I'm dancing. I'm trying to keep myself busy physically as well as emotionally. I'm doing a lot more journaling and writing throughout this whole period, because just like with anything, a couple of months from now, we'll forget about all of this. We'll forget about what it felt like to kind of be locked in, so to speak, for this length of time. So I think it's very important, however you want to do it, whether you journal, whether you vlog it, whether you record it, whatever you do. But I think it's good to share in this space, and kind of make memory of what it is that you're doing. And again, it can be very therapeutic to also write, to journal, to video, whatever. What games are you playing with your family? You guys playing games together? What are you doing to avoid getting on each other's nerves, so to speak? I have been collecting some of these funny memes that I've seen, and I'm gonna share a couple of them with you guys in a little bit. Anita says she's been cooking corned beef in the crock pot, kale greens with onions, and a strawberry pound cake. I knew you were going to say something about a cake. So you guys, you got to go follow Anita Mims along. She normally cooks, bakes cakes rather, these very infused, delicious cocktail cakes, and they are good. So, Mashandi's been FaceTiming folks to feel like we are together. That has been very popular. That's another thing I've been doing too, Mashandi, is FaceTiming. So FaceTiming is another big thing. Of course, we've been doing that even in a lot of the nursing facilities because family members have been unable to visit their loved ones. And so telemedicine is not anything new, but to not have to have human touch with a loved one has been very difficult for a lot of them. So they have started doing FaceTiming so that at least the family members can get to see their loved ones and the nursing facility, whether they're in therapy or just in their room enjoying whatever they're doing. They just need to have that contact with them. So FaceTiming has been huge for them as well. And let's see who else been doing something. Juane had chicken, rice, and peas and string beans. I said string beans. Well, that sounds good. All right. Playing, what is that? Marie and grilling. Oh, she says she's playing, look like it says playing four corners and grilling veggies as we cook out. Oh, so you got creative and did a cookout. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Now, what day was that it was really nice outside? Friday, it was 80 degrees here. And so we did go outside on the deck and have some crabs. That felt good. But, you know, once again, you start to get the itch and it felt good to be outside. And then suddenly you want to just go outside and go further. So luckily it wasn't as warm the next day. So it wasn't like we got, you know, kind of used to being outside and stayed outside any longer for a length of time. All right. And Cherie made shrimp ziti and salad. Hey, Darlacia. Hey, Chandrika. Hey, Raina, Valerie, and Angela. How you doing? All right. So now on to the funny stuff, y'all. I had some funny memes that I saved in my collection to share with you guys. Again, these are just some funny things that other people, I guess, you know, of course, humor is great. That helps us to, again, stay grounded, to be, you know, laughing is very therapeutic. So one of them was, everyone wants to be important until their job makes them essential personnel, right? Suddenly, you don't want to be as important. The most unused item during quarantine 2020, and this came from LaVon Shaw, she said was bras. So I don't know how many of you ladies on here have or have not been wearing a bra, obviously, because you're not leaving out of your home. So you probably don't feel as compelled to put on a bra. You're probably just kind of lounging in your loungewear and just letting your girls just kind of hang and be free. So that's the most unused item of 2020 is a bra. So Patrick Robinson, he posted on his wall, "Dear people, stay your bleep at home so we can get past this. How hard is that?" And I second that because I said the same thing. Staying home, although, like I said, I know how difficult it is, but it is one of the key things that we can do to prevent the spread and save lives. Just staying home. I promise you, work on that project, work on, you know, a project in your home, a book, a program, homework, applying for college. You millennials that feel like you have to be out, work on some things that we wouldn't normally get to because we use time as a reason why it's not done. So now you have all the time in the world to do it. Another funny thing was, this quarantine isn't working out. My husband and I are becoming friends, and I almost told him about my boyfriend. That was hilarious. And that one I snagged off of Instagram. This one was from Teresa Proctor. She said, "I've tested positive for faith." That one was cute. And that was a quote by Jesse Duplantis, but Teresa Proctor put that on her page. So let me see if you guys got anything funny, share it. Let's say I've been sharing my YouTube channel to entertain my friends with my transformation look of different characters who in my family game. Oh, who in my family game? I've been doing arts and crafts, getting ready for summer camp. Okay. See, a little bit of fun, a little bit of productivity. You got to balance it out. Rachel Pope said, "Me being free." And Cherie, "It's all fun and games till you waiting on results." Absolutely. And I know Cherie, again, being a frontline healthcare worker, as a nurse, had come into contact with third-party contact with a family member that had visited a patient, and the family member was positive. So luckily that family member did not transfer it to a patient. And so Cherie said, you know, unfortunately for her, she was not tested positive. But again, that goes to show how that could have been a third-party transfer from, obviously the family member did not have any clue that she was positive when she came to visit her loved one. But again, it's, you know, again, staying home. And this was before the restriction went into place of us having to keep family from seeing their loved ones. So although it may sound harsh, it may seem cruel, it's for a reason. It honestly is, when we're saying we're putting these various protocols in place. So let's see. Tommy Wane said, leave her alone about the cookout. All right. Latrell Penny, she put up, be very careful in this season. People will try to get close to you just to get some toilet tissue from you. So I thought that was funny, since toilet tissue, for some reason, and I don't even want to get on my soapbox about that, no pun intended, but toilet tissue, I have no idea what that's all about. It's not like it's obviously a remedy for coronavirus. I think, again, it's one of those things that I saw a post where somebody said it just makes you feel comfortable to know that you have toilet tissue available should you need it. And then, of course, there were funny memes where there were people wrapping themselves up in toilet tissue as if that was going to protect them from the coronavirus. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure right now there are other individuals out there that are upset because they have to drive all over creation to find a few rolls of toilet paper. So like she said, be careful who tries to get close to you, because they might want to borrow some toilet paper. And then there's one on here that's a meme, and it shows a family who people normally sitting home on their laptops, on their iPads, on their phones, sitting on the sofa. During the quarantine, everybody wants to be outside riding bikes, playing basketball in the park during the quarantine. But any other time, we're home, stuck in front of our TVs, our laptops, and our iPads. So I thought that was quite hilarious because it's true. Let's see, what else did I find? Anything else funny? You guys have to share with me. Oh, this one I thought was really hilarious. Okay, and I don't remember where I snatched this one from, but it said, best thing to do while you are home is to dispute all of your debt. They have 30 days to respond and nobody's at work. I don't know how true that is, but I thought that was really hilarious, that if you want to dispute your debt because they may not be considered essential personnel, you can dispute your debt. But I'm like, okay, so they have 30 days to respond, but nobody's at work. So I thought that was quite funny. That'll give us the opportunity to say, well, we tried to call and dispute, or we did dispute it, 30 days has passed. No one said anything, so I no longer have the debt. All right, let's see. No one wants to be stuck in the house with multiple family members for months without toilet paper. This is Sharice saying that it's definitely a necessity. It sure is. So again, that is one of the things that we don't think about, but for them, it's just like, I have to have it, because that's just one thing that if I don't have, for some reason, forget the food, I definitely have to have my toilet paper. Another thing that I thought was, so let's talk about some of the things that are affected that we don't even think about nor realize. So today I saw weddings and funerals. So there was a wedding that they showed on television where, of course, as I said before, you cannot congregate and be in crowds of 10 or more. So this couple got married, and I believe it was the bride, the groom, and the bridesmaid and the groomsman, and one, I think maybe a ring boy, one other person, of course, the person officiating the ceremony. We're all there. So there was about 6 people. So they went ahead with the ceremony with just those few individuals that were there in attendance. And then when it was over, they did sort of this drive-by of the attendees for the wedding after it was over. So that was one creative way, I guess, so that she could still have her wedding day. So they did sort of a drive-by for the wedding. I thought that was very creative. It was a younger couple. They seemed to enjoy it. The family members rode by in their car and just kind of beat the horn, threw rice, and said, congratulations. And I guess maybe the gift is in the mail. I just thought that was very creative. But, again, you have to kind of laugh to keep from being upset about the things that are being impacted by the shut-in and or the timeout. So there are weddings. There are probably hundreds of weddings that were postponed, canceled, put off because of the coronavirus. The flip side of that is there are also funerals that have been postponed and or changed in the way that they're being conducted, because you, again, cannot have crowds of 10 or more people. So I believe some funerals are allowing you to still have the wake, but just not the funeral service. So again, when you think about the grand scheme of things and the different things that are impacted when we're used to going about our daily lives, these are just things that we don't normally think of. And I think we're learning a lot. No, I won't say I think, I know that we're learning a lot from what is now taking place and what has transpired as a result of this coronavirus. So again, share with me anything that you want other people to understand, to know, whether it's something that has to deal specifically with the coronavirus, or something that you have found that in the last 10 days that you've been able to do that has helped you, or something fun that you and your family have been doing to help us get through this. Because again, I believe that this will go on for quite some time. And I think we all need to get creative. So during Corona Chronicles episode 2, share with us some of the fun things that you guys have been doing to get you through. Oh, the other funny thing that I want to share with you, and I think me and Cherie were talking about this earlier, is so when you go in most of your grocery stores, a lot of people are saying that a lot of the food and aisles or shelves are empty. One thing I can tell you for sure is that a lot of the healthy food and fresh food is still there. So hopefully during this time, you will try to eat a lot of healthy, fresh foods that you wouldn't normally eat, because that's all that's available to you. That center aisle, when you're in the grocery store, where I always talk about a lot of our processed and toxic food is, those are those shelves that are empty. Those are the shelves that are bare. It's the outer perimeter where you can find your salads and your fresh vegetables and fruit that are plentiful. I went shopping the other day, didn't have a problem getting what I needed to get because it was all there. So think about that when you're out trying to, look for some of the, boxed foods and some of the bag foods and other things that you would normally eat, a lot of that toxic stuff, and shop around the periphery of the store and look for some other things that you could eat instead. All right, let's see. Juane did a TikTok with her daughter. Bree won't let me do a TikTok with her. She tells me that I'm too slow and that I don't have any rhythm, but I guarantee you I will be doing a TikTok with her by the end of this week, whether she knows it or not. She told me she said, I don't have any choreography abilities. Well, let's just see about that. All right, let's see. Rachel Pope, if there's a funeral, they will have it outside and have people space out for safety. Yeah, that's one way to do it, honestly. Let's see. So thank you guys for tuning in. This was just something fun for me to do, to jump on and do my whole Corona Chronicles episode 2. Again, it was just an opportunity for me to jump on and just share some of the stats, what's new, what's going on with the coronavirus from, of course, the healthcare perspective. I'm not on the front lines, but I am behind the scenes, sort of making things happen as it is through the continuum of care in healthcare, still doing my part. So again, shout out to all of my colleagues, from the physicians, the nurse practitioners, the patient care techs, my fellow nurses who are out there on the front lines making things happen with very little, whether it's very little sleep, very little supplies, and we still get it done. That's why we are in the profession that we're in. So be safe. Hats off to them and kudos to them as well. Let's see. Let me see if you guys had any more. Cherie says, remember to wash our products very well as other people are touching it. Yes. As well as wipe down anything else you purchased off of the shelves. Absolutely, Marie. That is, Cherie, that's good advice. Make sure you do that. And just on that note, and I'm going to say this last funny thing and then I'm getting off. So the other day, as I mentioned, when we went to the grocery store, there were quite a number of individuals that were in the store shopping, and they had on latex gloves, masks. I mean, they were just all done up in the whole gear, just the whole gamut shopping. And after they got done shopping, and then they go back to their car to put the groceries or whatever away in their car, still all dressed up and gowned up and all of that. And I just wanted to say to the lady, now, who did you think you were protecting, you or the people around you? Because when you're touching all these hard surfaces, and if you did come in contact with something that was infectious, all you did was take it from wherever you would have been exposed to it, whether it was on the cart or in the store, and then you got in your vehicle, put your seatbelt on, grabbed the steering wheel, and you never took those gloves off. You still continue to touch everything else with the gloves on. So let's just be mindful. And again, hand washing, hands down, beats it all, period. Just use, common sense and think about it. Think about what you're doing. Sometimes when you think that you're protecting yourself, you're really not. You're sort of being a host, possibly taking infections and germs from one point A to point B. So be mindful. You cannot skip washing your hands and or using hand sanitizer to stop the spread. And then also, as I said before, stay home and stop the spread, save lives, period. All right, so that's it, you guys. That's all I have for you. Let me see if anybody else has any questions. Nope. Welcome to everybody that joined on later. Hey, Darlacia, beats are still out there. I love them. Shut up, Darlacia. You are being funny with you and the beets. You and Angela Sanders, y'all talking about me eating beets. I'm not eating beets, but I do juice them and I will drink them. I just cannot eat them unless they're cut up and in my salad and I don't see them. That's just, I don't know, side note. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. Again, follow me on social media at Delana Watkins and my Facebook page, Delana Watkins, the Wellness Maven. And visit me to get my latest book, DelanaWatkins.com, Release the Weight Without the Weight. And shout out, thank you to all the people that did purchase during my bookathon, 48 books in 48 hours. I exceeded my goal. So I appreciate you all. Continue to share the love. My next upcoming events, virtual, of course, is on Wednesday. We're having our wine and wellness event since we can't have it in person, but it's naturally going to be just as fun. So grab a glass, get comfy, and join us Wednesday at 8 p.m. on my Facebook page. And then on Sunday, we're having our 10th annual HEAL workshop, which stands for Health, Empowerment, and Legacy workshop. And that will be in the Wellness Lounge virtually. We still have space for that because obviously I was able to open up more space since it's virtual. So we have about 40 more seats left for that. That's a free event. So look for that on my wall, or you can go to healher, H-E-A-L, healher.eventbrite.com. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you guys soon.